Hey, so in this video we're going to be talking about Section 3s on Amazon, which is the moment when that appears in your inbox. Not saying it will appear in your inbox, but if it ever was to, it's important to understand what it is exactly and what we can maybe do about it and how we can prevent it from ever happening to us. We can minimize those chances by following a few simple things. But you might have seen a bit about Section 3s in discussions, and maybe you've seen different types of Section 3s, so you're wondering, wait, what actually is it? I'm going to explain everything about Section 3s to you in this video, so this isn't one to miss. What is it? It's basically a breakup clause. Amazon are saying, you broke the rules so bad, we can't trust you on our platform or with our customers, so we have to pause or discontinue our relationship. When Amazon suspends you, it's not always a permanent thing. It can be for 24 hours, it can be for a week, it depends really what's gone on. Which brings me to my next point. There's four main types of Section 3, but even with this, these aren't the only set factors. So I'll clear that up in a moment. So let's talk about the four main types of Section 3. So the one I put at number one, identity issues. They couldn't verify who you are, your bank information, or your business address, which can be common for new sellers, which is why it's important to register the correct business type when you set up a Seller Central account. The next one, related accounts. They think you are secretly running a second account, or your account is linked to someone else who was already banned, so using the same Wi-Fi computer or credit card. And particularly when it comes to I've seen it happen numerous times where like sellers get on okay in a group, and then some of them end up partnering up, and it's sort of important to get to know properly who it is that you're partnering up with and what their own history is with Amazon, because if they have a hole in the boat and you don't have a hole in your boat, and you go and hop on their boat, you've got a hole in their boat, so it's not going to work as great as you think. So you really have to kind of investigate who it is that you're partnering up with, and obviously have a history, and maybe start small and then work your way up, like things like that. But more to the point with that, if someone has maybe like hacked your account somehow, that can be a reason for that. Authenticity / fraud. They suspect that you are selling fakes, or your supply chain, looks fishy, e.g. invoices from a source that they don't trust. So Amazon no doubt has some form of blacklist of dodgy companies, dodgy sellers and so forth, and if you're buying your stuff from them, then it's not going to look good. And this is why you can't just buy stuff from eBay to then resell on Amazon. Like, things have to be proper, and if you're buying it from another third party seller, like, you don't know who they are, you don't know what their history has been like, so that's why you've got to buy from approved stores. The next one is code of conduct. This includes things like gaming the system, manipulating reviews, or black hat tactics to get ahead of competitors. To be honest, this can be a little bit hard to do anyway, because Amazon are quite on it with rules. So thinking, oh, maybe I can bend these, there's just no point. So I don't know if anyone watching this is thinking anything like that, but if you are, honestly, there's no point. It's a bit like as well when I talk about requesting reviews, and people think that they can request a positive review from someone. No, you can't. You can't sway them to leave you a particular kind of review. It literally is just request a review. You don't message them asking for a positive one, like nothing like that. So you've just got to follow the rules exactly as they are. Maybe review them from time to time in case Amazon have updated anything. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. So even though we've broken it down into four main reasons there, the exact natures of any one of them can really differ per seller. Like if we take the last one there, the code of conduct one, there could be loads of reasons for that particular kind of Section 3. So take advice offered to you by non-suspension specialists with a heavy pinch of salt. If it's just a random person on the internet saying, oh yeah, do this and it'll fix it, you can't trust that 100%. You have to handle your suspensions carefully, otherwise it can make things worse and you might never get your Amazon account back. Amazon changes, so this specific reasoning could be something that no one has really ever seen before. Exactly. So internet blog solutions, which I know, like, it's right to look things up on the internet if you don't know and get answers and gain knowledge and so forth. It is right, but in the case of a suspension, like sometimes an internet blog isn't really going to fix that one for you. As I say, suspension reasons specifically can be very, very different. So a post on Reddit can't be a super trusted source. So you need something that's 100% reliable, which I'll talk about a little bit later on. So what makes Section 3s the absolute worst? It's basically a kill switch. So unlike a minor warning for like a late shipment, a Section 3 notice usually results in an immediate deactivation of your entire account. Again, that can be temporary or it can be permanent. And that's why it is best just to do what you can to just be a good seller on Amazon and be a good player and make sure that you're following stuff. Frozen funds. Amazon will typically hold your money disbursements for at least 90 days or indefinitely while they investigate. That's another thing as well. We obviously need to make our money from Amazon, so it doesn't help at all when you get a Section 3. And the next thing, the vague email. The notice is often very robotic and doesn't tell you exactly what you've done wrong. It might just say you engaged in like deceptive or fraudulent activity. Like they might go a bit more in depth, they might not. But from a lot of what I've seen with Section 3s, it ends up being kind of robotic and very basic. And there ends up being like a bit of guesswork involved, and I don't think that it should be handled like that with any guesswork. You've got to handle Section 3 with a lot of knowledge and with confidence. What do I do if it happens to me? Now, I really hope that no one who's watching this ever gets to Section 3 ever, but we can't bury our heads in the sand. We need to know what it's about and how we can avoid it. And if it was to ever happen, what do you do? So don't panic initially. I know that's going to be really hard to do, but don't do that, and don't go doing anything just based off of just pure, oh, I've got a Section 3. Do not click appeal and write something like, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. Amazon wants a professional plan of action. Find the trigger. So check your account health dashboard. Did you have an authenticity complaint, a failed verification of some sort, so an IP complaint, something like that? Gather any paperwork that is relevant to whatever your Section 3 is about. Anything that you can provide is good. And that is why I always say keep things like invoices, keep important admin stuff, keep important paperwork. Don't go deleting something the moment that it becomes irrelevant in that moment, because just like important paperwork that you'd get for, like, I don't know, tax, or if you were to establish a company or go VAT registered or something like that, like, you don't just throw those papers away, you keep them. And I think the rule of thumb, I forget how many years exactly it is, something's telling me 4 but something else is telling me 7. I forget what the exact number is, but either way, just keep your stuff for a number of years. And when you think, oh, surely it's a little bit silly to keep it now, just keep it for an extra year. Okay, so keep it for a number of years, maybe just keep it forever. Obviously, you can't have loads and loads and loads of paper flying around everywhere, so you might find it more beneficial, and in fact, it's probably better to snap a picture of it and store it somewhere on your laptop or computer or phone or wherever, because obviously the physical document might get tarnished or ruined or whatever, and obviously that's going to be no good to you. So snap a picture of it, put it somewhere. Like if you feel like you're drowning in paperwork and digital documents and something like that right now, take this opportunity, take this as a do it, to just spend some time, like spend an evening, sit down, go, right, I'm going to organize all of my stuff and just do it, and you'll feel much better afterwards. So what do you do if you're not just going to immediately respond to Amazon? You need to get professional help first. Now, this isn't me trying to like upsell anything. It is legitimately the best way to move forward. You need professional help. You need people that have got proper experience with suspensions to assist you, rather than just a random off the internet with a bit of advice where you don't know the history, you don't know where they've come up with that stuff, you know. And as I say, suspension things can be very, very unique for every seller that gets one. So you need professionals that have studied this stuff. They've dealt with lots of clients that have had suspension issues, that have had a lot of success with getting accounts reinstated, and you know that your problem is in the hands of people that know what they're doing. So the service that I've always recommended is called Getting Suspended. They are the best, in my opinion. They've been doing it for a long time, and I've had a high success rate. They can help with all manner of suspension types. Okay, so reach out to them with your issue, and basically what they'll do is help put together a plan of action with you, and they'll quote you on basically how much the help is going to cost, depending on, of course, the situation and how much needs doing. How can I help prevent it in the first instance? So we don't want a Section 3, of course. So here's some things that we can do to prevent it. So sometimes there are warning signs that a Section 3 is incoming. Sometimes there isn't. So if there is a warning sign and you can do something to change it or fix it, then just do it. Okay, it's not going to do you any good putting it off and pretending like it's not going to happen, because it just will, and then you'll kick yourself. So if you can do something about it, then do something about it. Watch out for automated signals. So I've got a little table here. So signal and what it means. Listing removed. That's a warning shot. Fix the listing or delete it immediately. If you get an email that says action required, there's usually a 24 to 72 hour window to provide documents before deactivation. Disbursements pause. That is a major red flag. If your money stops moving, a Section 3 is likely coming. There are warnings, as I say, and sometimes there aren't. If you do get warnings, here's the sort of things to look out for. So policy violations that won't go away. If you have several inauthentic or intellectual property violations sitting on your dashboard and you haven't successfully appealed them, Amazon's system may eventually decide your account is too risky to keep active. The account health rating drop. If your score is moving from green toward yellow, you are in the danger zone. If it hits red, deactivation is usually imminent. Keep checking on your account health. Anything you can do to improve that, do it. Request for documentation. If Amazon suddenly asks for invoices for a random product you sold months ago, or asks you to re-verify your identity, this is often a test. If you fail this or ignore it, a Section 3 deactivation usually follows. Again, don't throw away your important stuff. Performance notifications. Check the performance notifications tab daily in your Seller Central. Sometimes they send a "your account is under review" message that gives you a few days to fix things before the hammer drops. Where it's a bit sudden death. So related accounts. If Amazon's bots link your account to another account that was previously banned, they will shut you down immediately. No warning, no heads up. Severe fraud / illegal activity. If they suspect you're selling counterfeit goods or engaged in deceptive practices like fake reviews or brushing, they act first and ask questions later. Also, if you were to try and sell anything that is just a bit nuts to sell, like if you tried to sell like a weapon, like a gun or whatever, which is really hard to do in the first place, you can be certain that a Section 3 is coming your way. So stick to Lego. Verification failure. If you just opened your account and your utility bill or ID doesn't perfectly match your seller info, they will often hit you with Section 3 right out of the gate. Now, I get when you sign up to something, like usually you just sort of put whatever you want in a lot of cases, but with something like Amazon, treat it like a business, treat it as important. So even when you are signing up and you're setting everything up and you're providing Amazon with X, Y, and Z, just treat it as if it is important, because it is important. So hopefully this has helped you understand a bit more about Section 3s and helped sort of clear up why you may have seen people talk about different things in relation to Section 3, because it is all related to Section 3. Section 3 means quite a few different things. So hopefully this has helped you understand what it is, what to do if it was to ever happen to you, and how you can prevent it as best as you can. Thanks for watching.